In the year 2014, a significant case was brought before the Supreme Court of the United States. This case, known as Hobby Lobby v. Sebelius, had far-reaching implications for religious freedom and women's reproductive rights. It all started with the Affordable Care Act, ACA, which required employers to provide health insurance coverage that included access to contraceptive methods. However, this requirement posed a challenge for certain religious employers who objected to providing certain types of contraception on religious grounds. Hobby Lobby, a chain of arts and crafts stores, and Conestoga Wood Specialties, a wood cabinetry company, were among the businesses that objected to the contraceptive mandate on religious grounds. They argued that it violated their rights protected under the First Amendment and the Religious Freedom Restoration Act, RFRA. The RFRA prohibits the government from imposing a substantial burden on a person's exercise of religion unless it can demonstrate a compelling governmental interest. In their case, Hobby Lobby and Conestoga Wood Specialties argued that certain forms of contraception, such as emergency contraceptives and intrauterine devices, IUDs, were tantamount to abortion in their eyes and went against their religious beliefs. They believed that being forced to provide coverage for these contraceptive methods was a violation of their religious freedom. The Supreme Court had to decide whether the religious rights of these closely held corporations could be infringed upon in the name of providing comprehensive healthcare coverage for female employees. It was a complex and contentious issue that ultimately came down to a question of balancing religious freedom and access to health care. On June 30, 2014, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Hobby Lobby and Conestoga Wood Specialties in a narrow 5-4 decision. The court held that closely held corporations with religious objections could be exempted from the contraceptive mandate of the ACA. The majority opinion stated that the government could provide alternative means for employees to access contraceptive coverage without burdening the religious beliefs of these employers. The decision in Hobby Lobby v. Sebelius was met with intense reactions from both sides of the political spectrum. Supporters of religious freedom hailed it as a victory for protecting the rights of employers with sincerely held religious beliefs. On the other hand, advocates for women's reproductive rights expressed concern that the ruling could undermine access to contraception and potentially open the door to further challenges against other healthcare services. In the aftermath of the decision, the Obama administration took steps to address the concerns raised by the ruling. They created an accommodation that allowed religiously affiliated nonprofit organizations to opt out of providing contraceptive coverage directly, shifting the responsibility to insurance companies or third-party administrators. This accommodation aimed to strike a balance between ensuring access to contraception and respecting religious beliefs. Hobby Lobby vs. Sebelius had a lasting impact on the intersection of religious freedom and healthcare rights. It set a precedent for closely held corporations to assert religious objections to certain government mandates. Subsequent cases brought by religious employers challenging the contraceptive mandate referenced the decision in Hobby Lobby, further shaping the boundaries of religious freedom in the context of healthcare. In conclusion, Hobby Lobby v. Sebelius was a landmark Supreme Court case that highlighted the clash between religious freedom and women's reproductive rights. The decision allowed closely held corporations to opt out of providing contraceptive coverage that violated their religious beliefs. While the ruling was seen as a victory for religious liberty by some, it raised concerns regarding access to health care and the potential implications for other areas of healthcare law. The case remains a significant milestone in the ongoing legal and societal debates surrounding the delicate balance between religious freedom and public health.